Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video we're talking about PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation Vita, Mario Kart, and possibly more. If you're wondering why Rosie doesn't make an appearance in the entire video, it's because she's heavy, she's almost 20 pounds. And she also doesn't like to sit still for a while, so I kind of put her down. Alright, I'm now covered in cat fur and we're talking about PlayStation 1 emulation with no PSX, or no cache PSX, or subscribe to Mr. Sujano. Version 2.2 was just released. Now there's a bunch of updates in this release. I'll leave a link to the changelog in the description below in the event that you want to check it out. We've got some bug fixes, some performance improvements, and some brand new compatibility. For example, CHD is now supported. Although DuckStation remains pretty much everybody's go-to for PS1 emulation, it is worth checking out No PSX if you're into PS1 emulation. In my opinion, the more emulators out there, the better, especially considering this one's also free. Next up, we're talking about PlayStation 2 emulation with PCSX2, and this update is really quick because I'm not necessarily talking about emulator improvements. I'm talking about how to get the emulator. The PCSX2 website has gotten a minor makeover. Do I like it as much as the old one? Arguably, no, but at the same time here, it does look a little bit different. I would argue it's also easier to get the latest stable and nightly builds. You can get them right on the main page. It's very easy to pick them up if you want. And right on the main page you can see the recent progress reports and the recent blog posts. Now if you click on the download tab, there's a very juicy piece of information. They are approaching a brand new stable version, and that is awesome. Version 1.6 of PCSX2, which is the latest stable, was released back in 2020. It's been over a couple of years. I think it was May of 2020. And speaking about new releases, next up we're talking about PlayStation Vita emulation on Android with Vita3k. MacDude, the main person behind the Android version of Vita3k, says the audio quality on the Android port is now on par with the PC version of Vita3k. And this is huge. If you're wondering about the release date of Vita3k on Android, we finally have some insight. MacDo says hopefully by the end of January, but they won't make any guarantees, and I'm really not about to rush them. So if we see this by the end of January, that would be incredible. Even February, March, or April. Really, it's going to be here sooner than you think. Next up, if you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII and also custom controllers, you might be happy to see that someone made a Buster Sword that works with FF7R. This is extremely interesting, and it looks very heavy. Super Lewis 64 has done something I would say is incredible, and they look extremely tired after using it. If you are interested in this at all, I'll drop a link to the tweet in the description below and you can see it in action. And last up, we're talking a little bit more about Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS. We've previously talked about the brand new update, version 1.2, which came out like 10 years or so after the game was released. Well, we've got some insight as to what was actually in that update. So Pablo MK7, who you might know through the work on the Custom Track GP mod, has analyzed this patch, and I would argue that their findings are very interesting. Of the game's 20,000 plus functions, only 27 have changed. There's 2 new functions and a glitch has disappeared. As it turns out, most of these changes are surrounding netcode and netplay. Fortunately, the update wasn't there just to randomly combat CTGP, and I would take that as a win. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos, don't tempt fate, save your state.